Welcome to EPG Pathshala. This module will be concerned with carbon dioxide and carbonate system. Carbon dioxide is one of the important trace gases present in large amount. It is involved in global warming because of greenhouse effect. And apart from greenhouse effect, carbon dioxide is highly soluble in water, and C is actually a solution of carbon dioxide. So, most important carbonate system is carbon dioxide ocean system. In this module, we will discuss the resolution of carbon dioxide, its different species, its different sources, and its effect. Carbon dioxide is one of the most important trace atmospheric constituents, plays an important role in the nature of climate prevailing in Earth and other planets. It is responsible for maintaining the average temperature of 288 degrees Celsius of the Earth, which makes it habitable. It is a principal component of photosynthesis in plants, which provides oxygen to our atmosphere and the food for the plants and plants themselves. So this is very important involvement of carbon dioxide, this involvement in photosynthesis, because it generates plants, helps them to grow, and the plants release oxygen, which is important for our life. So this is a very important part of the biosphere. The sources of SO2 among the natural sources, ocean is the huge amount of SO2 dissolved in environmental waters existing on Earth surface. Atmospheric CO2 is in equilibrium with dissolved CO2 in oceans by this Henry's law. CO2 gas, CO2 dissolved in ocean. The ocean atmosphere exchange of CO2, this one, contributes about 42.8% CO2 to the total CO2 emitted by the natural sources. During the process of respiration, plants and animals undergo biochemical reactions and release CO2. We humans also release CO2. The process of respiration contributes sizably about 28.5% of the total natural CO2 emission. Soil, there is respiration by bacteria, fungi, plants and animals living in soil. Biodegradation of the dead organic matter are source of significant CO2. Man-made sources, the biggest source is fossil fuel combustion. The combustion of coal, oil, natural gas, shale gas, etc., thermal power plants, automobiles, rail, road, transport, ships, aircrafts and industries, metallurgical processes, cement manufacture, domestic heating and cooking, etc. According to Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC), estimated the fossil fuel combustion to contribute about 57% of the total man-made emission of CO2. So this is the biggest source of, or you can say the largest source of CO2 as compared to all others. Land use change, agriculture and forestry, they are also source of CO2. Trees are carbon banks. How the trees grows? As a tree grows, when CO2 is absorbed by the plants and used in photosynthesis, and the plant grows, so it is a carbon bank. Removal of plants, forest has two effects. One, the carbon which was stored has been released, will soon come in the form of CO2 in the atmosphere. Two, the removal of trees also removes the carbon removal process from the atmosphere. Read it. If you cut a tree, what happens? It is wood. And either you will burn the wood or put it somewhere. The wood has a definite life. So after a certain time, this wood will degrade and ultimately it will convert into CO2. When the waste material is burnt, it undergoes incineration. There is a plastic, textile, they are minor source, but they are a source. Trends in CO2 emission, how the CO2 emission is changing with time over the long period of time by collecting ice samples of different depths, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer from their surface. The concentration of CO2 has been estimated in 1,000 years from now. About 20,000 years ago, it is estimated that CO2 was 200 parts per billion ppm. Since then, it has been rising. At the end of 19th century, it was 280 ppm. Trend of rapid rise in CO2 in the past 100 years is seen. Currently, in July 2015, Average CO2 is 401.30 ppm. In 2018 also I have checked, it is around almost the same value. According to US Environmental Protection Agency, the percentage contribution of some countries to total CO2 is China 23%, USA 19%, and India 6%. It shows that India is not industrially developed. It is not using much energy. That's why its contribution to CO2 is less. This is the trend in carbon dioxide over these years. 1960, 1970, 80, 2010 and this. You see there is a continuous rise in the CO2 concentration, emission. And this is being measured at a place called Mauna Loa. This is in Hawaii. How CO2 is removed? First we learned about the sources of CO2. How it is removed? A carbon dioxide sink is a reservoir in which CO2 is stored indefinitely. It can be natural or artificial. So reservoir sink is a reservoir. Most vital and large natural sinks are oceans and photosynthesis by plants. CO2 dissolves in oceans and plants take CO2 by uses in photosynthesis and the plants grow. The oceans have the huge capacity of absorption of CO2 governed by the equilibrium that we will discuss just. This absorption is aided by the physicochemical and biological processes. Since increases CO2 is directly with the global warming, if efforts are being made to develop artificial carbon dioxide sequesters which will capture and store CO2, the process of removal of CO2 from atmosphere is known as carbon sequestration. I will tell you, in a European country, one government, I think it was Norway, they initiated a project on it, on carbon sequestration. Ultimately, they did not find it worthwhile. So it is not easy. In theory, it may be easy, but it is, in practice, it is not that easy. CO2, how CO2 dissolves in water? You take water, you take pure water. Its pH is 7. If you keep it in a room, it's open. What will happen? This carbon dioxide that is present in the atmosphere will dissociate into water. And on dissociation, what will happen? CO2 gas will dissociate to give you CO2 aqueous. Since water is involved in it, you can write it also H2CO3 carbonic acid. Henry's law constant for CO2 is defined as this: KH equal to H2CO3, the concentration of CO2 dissolved in water divided by partial pressure of CO2. Henry's law constant is this. H2CO3 is the concentration of CO2 dissolved in water. PCO2 is the partial pressure of CO2 in unit of atmosphere. So, this atmosphere. If you can use Pascal, then there will be Pascal, but the value will be different. This carbonic acid undergoes two dissociations. The first dissociation gives you hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ion. Bicarbonate further dissociates to give you hydrogen ion and carbonate ion. And these are dissociation constant. Remember, the second dissociation constant is small. In general, if acid dissociates twice, then the value of second dissociation constant is less than the first dissociation constant by around 10 to the power minus 5 or more. The total concentration of CO2 dissolved in water will be somehow concentration of this plus concentration of this. We can write this as H2CO3, HCO3 and carbonate CO3. From this equilibrium, we can calculate the concentration. H2CO3 equal to KH into PCO2. Take it here. This one. What is HCO3? Ka2, this one. HCO3 equal to Ka1 equal to hydrogen ion into HCO3 negative upon CO2 dot H2O. Similarly, Ka2 equal to the equilibrium constant equal to H plus into CO3 2 negative upon HCO3 minus. By rearrangement, you can show easily that HCO concentration equal to this and carbonate concentration is equal to this. You substitute these values here 1, 2, 3. Very important point to be remembered is there is hydrogen ion here, there is hydrogen ion here. If Le-Chatelier's principle says that if you increase hydrogen ion concentration, the equilibrium will shift to left and the concentration of this will decrease, the solubility of CO2 will decrease. Similarly, if you increase hydrogen ion concentration, the concentration of this will decrease, more of this is formed. On the other hand, If it is alkaline, less hydrogen concentration, medium is alkaline, this solubility will increase, more of CO2 will dissolve with water, more of HCO3 will dissociate to give you carbonate ion. Keeping this in point view, this is the pH. If we have a solution of carbon dioxide in water or in ocean, natural source, then in ocean all these three are present, in solution in water all the three are present. If the pH is changed, what will happen? At 4 pH, this will be the dominant species, almost 100%. This 1 means, fraction is 1 means 100%. At 8 pH, the most important species will be almost, this is 95% will be bicarbonate ion. At 12 pH, almost 98% will be carbonate ion. So, we see that as the pH increases, the presence of deprotonated species increases. Deprotonated means the proton has been removed. Here we have removed one proton, you get this. If you remove this proton, you get this. So, in seawater, the most important species is bicarbonate ion, because the pH of seawater is 8.1. It can be shown what will be the fraction of all this. So, that was this graph. Values of HCO3, bicarbonate ion, carbonate ion in terms of the equilibria are substituted in this equation. These are the total concentration, substitute these values this year, and this year. Ultimately, you will get this equation, different fractions. CO2 in equilibrium with ocean. Ocean atmosphere CO2 exchange is very complex natural phenomenon, not easy to understand. Ocean stores about 1/3 of CO2 emitted by human activity. Remember, Henry's law says, if the partial pressure of the gas is high, more of it will dissolve in water. As we increasingly release CO2, more of it tries to dissolve in ocean. So, ocean will dissolve CO2 as much as CO2 is produced in terms of the Henry's law. Amount of CO2 dissolved in ocean is about 50 times the amount of present in the atmosphere. Now, you can guess. If 1 gram CO2 is present in atmosphere, then 50 grams CO2 is present in ocean. So much. The dissolved carbon dioxide is distributed in 3 species: undissociated, dissociated, the second dissociated. Solar heating divides the surface water from the deep ocean by a temperature gradient, which is known as thermocline. Thermocline is found between this to this below the ocean surface. Mixing of upper warm layer and lower cold layer, which is below the thermocline, is very slow. Dissolution of gases in the ocean takes a relatively long time to come to equilibrium. The equilibrium is slow. Equilibration, half time for carbon dioxide air-sea exchange, what is nearly 5 months. In 5 months, the equilibrium is established. The pH of seawater is 8.2. At this pH, the distribution among the 3 species, percentage terms, this is 0.5%, this is 89%, and this is 10.5%. The solubility of CO2 in water increases with increasing partial pressure of CO2 in terms of Henry's law, but decreases with increase in temperature and salinity of the seawater. More of the salt in ocean, less solubility of CO2. Phytoplankton, a kind of plants, remove CO2 from the ocean atmospheric system to produce organic molecules for sustaining their life. Following reaction is responsible for the formation of sediments. At the bottom of the sea, you find calcium carbonate, that is called sediments, particles. The particles are formed because of this reaction. Calcium ion reacts with bicarbonate ion, forms calcium carbonate. And this deposits. Effect of increase in pCO2 and dissolution of CO2. According to Le Chatelier's principle, increase in partial pressure of carbon dioxide, the equilibrium will shift to right, and more of CO2 will dissolve. Higher the concentration of CO2 in atmosphere, more CO2 will be soluble in water. So, that is what is happening. The human activities are releasing a lot of carbon dioxide, its concentration is increasing in atmosphere. So, the solubility of this atmospheric CO2 is also increasing in ocean. Now, increase in CO2 will force the equilibrium to the right, more of it will dissolve this, and the pH will decrease because there will be more hydrogen ions. So, what has happened? The pH, which is supposed to be 8.2, has decreased by 0.1 unit. So, because of decrease in pH, The two important species, calcium carbonate and carbonate ions, have become less available due to dissolution of CaCO3 in water. And what are the disadvantages of this? Look here, high pH, more of CO3, less pH, more of bicarbonate ion. So if the pH has decreased, there is less of this. If less of this, then less of calcium carbonate will be formed. There are several animals, their shells, they are made of carbonate, calcium carbonate. If less calcium carbonate are available, there will be problem for these species. This calcium dissolution, the less availability of less calcium carbonate and carbonate ion, this has serious consequences for the survival of shell-forming organisms to survive in the environment that favors the dissolution of CaCO3, because they need calcium carbonate for shell formation. If less calcium carbonate is available, then less cell formation, such species will not survive. And many organisms are at the base of their oceanic food chain and are suppliers of significant portion of the human food supply. It is a matter of great environmental concern, because the organisms will disappear. Carbonate solubility and alkalinity. Calcium carbonate, how it is soluble? This solubility product, we discussed the solubility product. This calcium carbonate solid, it dissolves calcium ion and carbonate ion. You can write here like this. The solubility product into concentration of calcium ion into concentration of carbonate ion. You can also write it in this form. This is the hydrolysis. Using these equations, it can be shown the concentration of calcium is related to this. That is what calculation has been done. It showed that for a saturated solution of calcium carbonate in a closed vessel, the pH will be 9.94, highly alkaline. Carbonate solubility in a system open to air, for example, sea. There is a case of open, in that case, the pH will be 8.3. In closed system, it was 9.94. The sea has a pH is around 8.1 to 8.3, 8.1 to 8.2, that is an example of open system. The capacity of water sample to accept hydrogen ions to neutralize acid is called alkalinity. Something which is alkaline, if acid is added to it, it will neutralize the acid. So higher the alkalinity, higher its ability to neutralize hydrogen ions. Total alkalinity is the amount of acid needed to bring the sample to pH 4.5. At this pH, all the alkaline compounds in the sample are used up. There is no alkaline material left. Knowing the alkalinity of waters of different types is important from the viewpoint of understanding the chemistry and biology of waters. If the wastewater released by any unit in a stream is acidic, it will immediately lead to acidification of river if the river does not have sufficient acid utilizing capacity, and if the river is acidified, several species, microorganisms, fish will be in danger. In natural water, generally the species responsible for alkalinity are bicarbonate, carbonate and hydroxide ions. In some cases, other basic substances such as ammonia, phosphate, borate, silicate, acetate ions may also be present. The alkaline species utilize the acid in this way: bicarbonate plus hydrogen ion CO2, bicarbonate this bicarbonate ion, OH plus H2O. The total alkalinity is defined by this equation: bicarbonate twice carbonate, OH plus minus H plus. 2 carbonate is written here because a carbonate ion requires 2 hydrogen ions to neutralize. Alkalinity has 2 scales. One Froth-Riley scale, you use Froth-Riley as the indicator and titrate it with H2O4. The end point is pH 8.3. The second value corresponds to the titration with an acid H2O4 to the end point of pH 4.5. So it depends upon which scale you choose, 8.3 or 4.5. In this module, we had opportunity to discuss the chemistry of carbon dioxide, its sources, its resolution in water, its importance in ocean, and how the concentration of CO2 is changing with this time, what are its effects. Thank you.